gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll. Gravehold is under attack, and we need to talk about it.
Alright, so, we might be late to the party, but...
But we're here now.
We're here now. This is Aeon's End. We wanted to talk about Aeon's End today.
Yep. So we got this game this month, and we've played it lots of times.
Lots of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was on our list of games that we were excited to play from BGG Top 100.
Yep.
We have never played it, and we wanted to. We thought it looked like something we would enjoy.
Yeah.
And so that's really what sparked us purchasing this game. It was on that list.
Right.
We finally were able to make it happen.
Yep. Yep.
And this is one of those older games that we are just now getting around to playing and wanted to share like our initial reaction to an older game.
That's right. It's made by Indie Boards and Cards, and this is the second edition of the original Aeon's End.
Okay, yes, but it is only
The base.
the base. So we have not played any expansion content whatsoever, and we actually don't know anything about the expansion content.
Right.
I've seen it.
We have
but
seen
that's
it in the little pamphlet.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about them. And so we wanted just to have the experience of the original Aeon's End, and we have experienced it.
Yes. So the game itself is a deck building game. It's a cooperative deck building game. Everybody who is playing is trying to fight one specific nemesis.
That's right.
And you have to build up the cards that you're getting so that you can either have more purchasing power or so that you can hit harder.
Right.
Or
Cast spells.
Cast spells, yes.
Yeah, spend your relics. And the way that they do that is called, I think it's pronounced ether.
Yeah, I think so.
Or aether, something like that.
I
Anyway,
always heard ether, but... Yeah.
that is the money, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's the buying power that she's talking about. So you buy gems, and those gems provide you the ether to buy other things.
Correct.
And so it's this, it's an engine that you're building up as you're building your deck. It is so fun.
It is a great game.
So much fun.
Okay, so since we're already in on this, let's talk about what we like about the game.
Okay. Deck building.
Yes.
Engine building.
Yes.
Cooperative battler.
Yes.
What else?
Well, okay, so something that it does that's really interesting and fun is the turn order.
Oh, yeah.
So you throw in, everybody is assigned a number, 1 to 4, and then you have 2 nemesis cards, and you shuffle those cards all together, and then you draw it, and that's the turn order for that round.
Yeah.
And so you never know exactly when you're going to get to have your turn.
Right.
And that is fun and makes it hard, and it's
unpredictable.
right.
But that's part of the fun of it.
Yes.
And it also, for me, helps me to simulate, maybe what a battle against a big monster might look like.
That's right. That's true.
You don't. It's not always like, okay, it's your turn, and then it's your turn, and then it's your turn. Oh, and now it's the monster turns.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like kind of hit and miss, and it's like, you get a turn, they get a turn, I get a turn. Oh, I get another turn.
Right.
So it's like a really fun element of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That we really like.
One thing too that you were talking about is you like that they give you these randomizer cards, so you never know exactly what the market of cards is going to look like.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3 gems, 2 relics, and 4 spells that you can like pick from.
Right.
But you don't know which ones those are going to be, and so it's a random what comes out
Random
comes out.
market. Yeah.
And so sometimes those are going to work really well for the nemesis that you're fighting, and sometimes it might not work as well, and you have to try and make it work.
Yeah. Another thing that we really like about this is that it is challenging.
Yes.
And we like, when we play cooperatively, we like it to be really challenging.
Right. I do not want to win easily if it's a cooperative game.
Yeah. And this delivers in spades. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. I in a good way. Like, it wasn't overly complicated. it was hard enough that you're like, okay, I think if I do this differently, I can do better next time or whatever.
Right. And so then the puzzle part of your brain starts going, okay, if I buy more ether at the beginning, or if I do this or that a little bit different, just little tweaks here, I think we can get over the hill.
Right.
But then the game throws you a curveball. You get a bunch of minions in a row.
Right.
Or something like that, and then you have to like alter your strategy. Like, okay, I don't have time to spend buying gems. I got to start buying spells so I can attack.
Yeah, because that happened to us on one of our playthroughs.
Yeah.
One of our last playthroughs. We had all these Nemesis cards came out, not Nemesis. I said
Minions.
it again. Minion cards come out, and so we had all of this. All this bad stuff was all happening at the same time, and so we were struggling to have enough spells to take care of everything.
Right, and we didn't.
No, we didn't. We lost actually pretty bad.
Pretty badly. Yeah.
But we have beat it.
We have beaten it. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we've played it at 2-player and at 4-player.
And I liked it at both.
I did too.
Did you prefer one over the other?
I didn't think that it. Let me think. I think I preferred it at 2-player a little bit better, but not much.
Well, I think the only reason it's slightly more fun at 2-player is because you get to do more. Because when it's 2-player, you have 2 turns per round instead of 1 turn per round. When there's 4 players, you have 1 turn per round.
Right.
And so maybe that would make the 2-player just a little bit more fun because you get to do a little bit more.
Right.
But we've only played it at 4-player once, and so I don't feel like that's like a really good indicator.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we not like about this game?
Okay, so one thing that we didn't like about this game is the turn order.
Which I know we just talked about how much we really liked that in the game.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Okay, let me explain. There was some times when the turn order worked against us in a really kind of devastating way, where the Nemesis would get like 2 turns at the end of a round and then 2 turns at the beginning of a round, and you're just in a massive hole at that point.
Right.
Right, and so there were times when it didn't work very well for us to be competitive in the game. But that doesn't happen often, I would say.
No, I wouldn't think, and I wouldn't think it, I think that might have been a fluke, or I don't know.
Yeah, but it did happen more than once.
It did.
And so that was one thing that was a little bit of a negative, is that sometimes, because of the randomness of the order, it works against you in a bad way.
Yes, it's hard to come back from anything like that.
Yeah.
So, so that would be the only negative that we could really think of.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have any other complaints about this game.
No, I didn't either. Actually, there was one other thing that I thought of that I didn't like about it, and that was the charges that you built up to do your kind of character's special power. I think it was just slightly too much cost.
Right,
or
because
too
you have
long.
a lot of them are like 5 or maybe 6 charges.
It's different per character.
Yes, it is.
Right, so, but I think it was like maybe 1 charge too long.
Right.
So if it were like, my character that I played had required 5 charges to do his special ability, and it was just enough to where it's like, if you don't get the market card that gives you charges, then it's too costly, in my opinion. And if you could maybe get it off with 4 charges instead of 5, you would maybe have a little bit more opportunity to use it.
Right. Because we actually played one of the games where when we played our 4-player game, not one of us got to use our special ability because that was also the one where we drew the Nemesis cards
Minions.
right in a row. Oh yeah, it wasn't the Nemesis cards right in a row.
Right.
It was the minions.
Yeah.
That was the game where we had all the minions out, and so we weren't able to, I guess, do all the things that we wanted to do, and we couldn't also use our special power.
Right. I think if it were, so that would end up, because each charge is 2 ether, right? And so if it were 8 ether instead of 10, I think it would have been better, or whatever the character count is for the charges. But I think I don't think it should be much less.
Right,
I
because
think
you don't want it to be overpowering.
Yeah, I think it was close. I just think it was a little bit too taxing.
And to be fair, it could be that since we're just starting out on the game, like we might not be good at optimizing our stuff yet. So that could take care of that.
Yeah.
After more plays and like really understanding how to play characters and how to maximize your ether and your cards
turns.
and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think some of that could potentially go away. I don't know. We haven't played it enough.
But when we did get the charge card in the market, we bought them all up, and it was going off like on a fairly regular basis.
That's true, because one of the market cards does allow you to get those charges really easily. So.
And 2 people.
Yeah, 2
you
people.
and another ally of yours. And so in that case, then I don't think it should be changed.
Right.
You know, like it would be way too overpowered in that case. But
yeah. So anyway, this was an exciting game. I think this was definitely a winner. What was your overall rank for this game?
Okay, so this game is skyrocketing on my personal hotness list.
Mm-hmm.
I would easily give this an A.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great game to me.
Yes. I would give this an A as well. This may be an A+ game.
Yeah.
It's hard to know, like, I have a hard time when it gets up into those, like, really high A+, or, of course, S. I hardly ever give S's.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time when it gets up there because I'm like, have I played it enough to really know? Because sometimes I get real excited about a game and then it kind of loses some of its excitement for me. And so, but as of right now, this is an A+ game for me.
Yeah.
I have really enjoyed my plays.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it just fits like all of my desire for games, for what a game should be. Like it's so good.
It's so fun, and we just love playing cooperative games together.
Yeah,
it's something that I don't know. We work really well together, and that's something that we really love doing. And so, anytime there's like a really great cooperative game, I feel like we just love it.
Absolutely.
And that this was one of those. It's just like a really solid cooperative game.
Yeah, and I can tell you that I can't wait to play through a lot more of the content of this one, and I want to start exploring the expansions. Okay,
so that's my question for you guys. If you have already played Aeon's End, and you know, like, avoid this expansion, this one's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know that.
Yeah, help us with that.
Help us with it. What should we? Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's even a legacy version.
There is.
And I have no idea what that would look like. But
I don't either.
It sounds pretty cool.
I'm in it.
I am too. Okay, but you know Talon and Michaela would be like, excuse me, we need to be a part of that.
Right.
So.
Definitely.
Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down below in the comments, what do you think of this game? And give us your rating for it. We definitely want to hear about it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.